It's Monday, August 28th, 2023. Please make sure to like this video, make sure to share this video, and make sure to subscribe to this channel. Earlier today, I was thinking a little bit about the US economy and the transition from where we were a year and a half ago to where we're at right now. Remember meme stocks, NFTs, cryptos, we had benefit checks, the $2,500 stimulus checks. That's all done and over. And now without that crutch, people don't have money to spend. Now people are now running to credit cards and buy now, pay later plans just to buy groceries, pay utilities, and things of that nature. Boy, oh boy, have things changed. AMC today, remember AMC? I remember people would write me, boy, you need to be buying AMC, you're missing out. Down 10.9% today, down 68% year to date. When we look at all this money that was injected into the economy and people couldn't spend it fast enough, but most of the money floated to the very top. Yes, many millions of Americans got the crumbs. They went out, they bought the cars, they bought the big screens. They could not spend this money fast enough, but the majority of that $7 trillion floated to the very top. Now, while most people took the crumbs and spent it, they spent it, you know, on the big screen TVs and the cars. It just made corporate America even richer. It made the 1% even richer. And now people are tapped out. And this is going to get very, very ugly. And this is why you've got to be so careful, why you've got to be asking questions, why you've got to be educating yourself, why you got to be reading, and why you've got to be paying attention. The average consumer could not spend the money fast enough. It was spent before they even got it. People weren't paying rent. They were just having a party. They were living big, living high on the hog, not thinking about the consequences of what $7 trillion in a 30-month span will do to the US dollar and to the economy. Now we have inflation, very sticky inflation that's not going away. You know the inflation numbers are much higher than they're telling you. And we're going to see more corporate America, more businesses, small, medium, and large, having to cut jobs. They're going to be trimming the fat, ladies and gentlemen. And so we're going to pay a big price for that $7 trillion injection. We're going to lose jobs. We're going to see less purchasing power with the US dollar. And people are going to struggle. People are going to go deeper into debt now. Half this country doesn't even have $400 saved up. How in the world are these people going to survive what is coming? Another meme stock, Bed Bath & Beyond. People would write me, oh, you got to be buying Bed Bath & Beyond. Well, it's down year to date, 91%. The game is over, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, literally, we've watched so much of this game play out with meme stocks and NFTs and the cryptos. And you know, we saw the gray watch market exploding. We saw the exotic car market exploding. It's probably still doing somewhat well. But now we're seeing Airbnb sales plummeting because people don't have the money now to go take those weekend trips. People now have to go to work if they're working. If they're not working, they're pretty much broke, don't have the money to do it. But when people had all this time, they're not paying rent, they're not going to work, and they're getting, you know, $1,000 a week with unemployment and benefit checks and stimulus checks. Sure, let's go to Lake Havasu, let's go to Big Bear, let's go to Palm Springs for a weekend. Nobody's working. Let's just spend all this money that we're getting for free. People took the bait. People got bamboozled. People got suckered, and now they're going to pull the rug out on these people. They are going to purposely, in my opinion, wreck this economy. They're going to shut this economy down. They are going to collapse the stock market. The housing market is in very, very big trouble, and it's just a matter of time before that goes. And when housing goes, it's going to take everything down with it. San Francisco Nordstrom closes after more than 30 years in business amid retail exodus. This is a really sad story. I was reading this on Fox Business today. The Nordstrom store, which is inside the Westfield San Francisco Mall, This mall also is in very, very big trouble because the owner, Westfield, announced that it stopped making payments on it, I don't know, about a month, maybe 2 months ago. So the mall's done. Nordstrom's is closing, shuttering for good. San Francisco, it said in this article, is attaining only 32% of its traffic since 2019. That is absolutely astonishing. But as I said earlier, Westfield is handing the mall back to the lender. Things get worse. Park Hotels and Resorts, as we talked about this a couple months ago, announced that it stopped making payments on a $725 million loan for its Hilton San Francisco Union Square and Park 55 San Francisco properties. Major, major blow to San Francisco. We're going to see this happening all over the United States of America. And the sad thing here is how many people that Nordstrom's no longer have a job. What are they going to do? How do they make their mortgage payment? How do they make their car payment now? And this is to blame on all the theft. The city not doing anything about it. These stores are being ripped off daily. People don't feel safe. They don't want to go shopping in these stores. And so the store is forced to shut down. It is a real, real tragedy. Think about the tax base that Nordstrom's has in San Francisco. Think about the tax base of this mall that is going to be on borrowed time now. Think about the tax base of the employees at this mall and the Nordstrom's who no longer have a job. So this is going to be devastating, not just for the workers, not just for Nordstrom's, but it's going to be devastating for the entire city. And this is going to play out throughout America. We're seeing it every day. Another major blow, and it is affecting the tax base. It's affecting employment. It's affecting these stores. It's affecting people who just want to go to a store and you want to try a shirt on, or you want to try, a pair of slacks on, or a pair of shoes. There's something about actually going to the store physically and shopping. I enjoy going to a store and shopping and physically seeing an item. But it's over in San Francisco for Nordstrom's. They're done. They are done. Here's another one today coming from the Wall Street Journal. Rising gasoline prices hit inflation-weary Americans. Yesterday, I drove by a gas station about 2 exits from the house here. It was a Chevron, super unleaded, $6.19. $6.19 for super unleaded. The national average is $3.82, I believe, for regular. 60 cents higher than the beginning of the year. This is going to affect a lot of people, especially if you have to commute to work and you're having to pay $5 or $6 for a gallon of gas. This is going to affect you daily. This is going to affect everybody because, again, everything gets shipped by train, plane, boats, semis, trucks. So everything takes oil, takes gas, takes diesel to be shipped, and the prices of those goods are going to go up because the costs to fuel those trains and planes and ships and trucks is going up. So you're going to pay more, I'm going to pay more, and anybody that has to commute to work is paying more. And this is going to contribute more to more inflation, in my opinion. I think that's pretty obvious. Here's another one from Yahoo Finance. 19 mech centers with pilot branding temporarily shut by operator bankruptcy. This was interesting. This a result of the bankruptcy of Mountain Express Oil based in Alpharetta, Georgia. This week, the Chapter 11 filing was converted to a Chapter 7 petition, which is a liquidation of the company. So interesting that 19 of these mech centers with pilot branding temporarily shut down because of the operator bankruptcy. And it just seems like more and more every day we're hearing about businesses or companies all over the country, places we've never even heard of that are shutting down, that have been in business for years, for decades, and they're shutting down. This is just really, really concerning. Here's an article right here that should concern every one of you, that you not just worry, but take action. It's sometimes okay to worry. It's okay to have a little bit of fear. It keeps us alive. It allows us and makes us take action. And when you take action, you'll have a lot less fear in your life. But this article from the Market Insider It's titled, Warren Buffett may be bracing for a recession, and Michael Burry's latest big short is a good move, says top economist Steve Hanke. Burry disclosed put options against the S&P and NASDAQ 100 index funds with a notional value of $1.6 billion. Berkshire Hathaway has now disposed of $33 billion of stocks over the past 3 quarters. They're now sitting on a cash pile of almost $150 billion. So you have to ask yourself, what are these guys anticipating? What is Warren Buffett sitting on the sidelines with almost $150 billion in cash? What is he anticipating? I would say more than likely he is anticipating bargains, big sales coming, and he's going to take advantage of it. So, you know, when you watch what the Michael Burrys are doing, what the Warren Buffetts are doing, what the central banks are doing, you see central banks stockpiling gold. You see Warren Buffett piling up huge amounts of cash. Michael Burry shorting the market, anticipating a collapse. And they're all anticipating sales, bargains. And so if you're putting some capital away, some cash away, some gold and silver away, I think you're going to be much more prepared than the average individual here in America. I'm going to close with this last article. It comes from All News Pipeline, and it was talking about bringing back asylums to America and the situation that we're seeing on the streets of America, where people have massive addictions and we have millions of people with mental disorders here in America. Now, what I find alarming is this: the people in Hawaii who have been absolutely devastated, and you know, we could probably talk for hours on what's going on, what happened over there. It's just, it is a tragedy. There's a lot of people that are making a lot of allegations of what happened over there. That's up for you to decide. But one thing is for sure: giving those people $700 is not going to do nothing. And leaving people on the streets of America with addictions and mental disorders is only going to make things worse. My question to all of you is, and this is not political, this is just reality. We're just talking about reality, and we're talking about the economy. We're talking about where our money's going when we pay taxes. We're talking about the health of this nation. $700 for the people in Hawaii, yet we are sending billions. Around $100 billion now has gone over to Eastern Europe, which we're never going to get back. But they're going to want those people in Hawaii to pay that money back. $700 to Hawaii. People on the streets of America get absolutely zero, and yet we send tens of billions of dollars at a time over to Eastern Europe, which we're never going to get back. Now, I would much rather see the money spent right here getting people healthy, getting people off addictions, getting people off the streets, putting them somewhere safe, getting just the dilemma of hygiene and disease, where people are just using the sidewalks and streets as a bathroom. This is not healthy for anybody. It's not healthy for the public. It's not healthy for people living there. You talk about people with mental disorders. These people didn't ask for this. They have mental disorders, and we're not helping them. We need to put them somewhere safe. Many of them are victims of crime and all kind of assaults. And many of these people, no doubt, are out of their minds, and they hurt other people. So it would seem to me a better investment to take some, a few $1 billion and start cleaning up the streets of America, eradicate, all this filth and dirt and the rat epidemic and all this disease, clean it up, get these people somewhere safe, somewhere clean, somewhere where some of these people can actually, be saved and fixed and maybe become productive citizens. And for the people who can't, at least they're somewhere safe. They're not hurting anybody else. They're not destroying the cities. Think about, what we could do with the cities. You look at Skid Row, 55 square blocks of homeless people. It is an absolute, it looks like something out of a movie. It is unbelievable. Think about that real estate, what we could do with 55 square blocks in Los Angeles, what, businesses could do, what the city could do, what kind of tax base that would bring back in if we could get these people out of there and somewhere safe and clean, versus sending tens and tens and tens of billions of dollars over to another country. I don't get it. And yet $700 to Hawaii, that just infuriates me. It should infuriate you. We pay all this tax revenue, and what do we get back for it? And again, this isn't political. This is just right and wrong. If we're not helping our own people here who have mental disorders and addictions, we're just turning our back. I think God is going to judge us for that. I really, really, truly do believe we will be judged for that. And we're sending money to these places that is just going to continue to promote war and lengthen a war that probably would be over right now. And I'm totally opposed to war and people dying. I wish it would end tomorrow. But how can it end when we keep pouring gas on the fire? We keep pouring money at this and allowing it to continue. So let me know your thoughts on that. I'd really like to know what you think about that. And what do you think we should do with all these people on the streets of America? It is so sad that we're just leaving veterans, we're leaving women and children on these streets, we're leaving people that had, look, when they were born, okay, you don't know, what kind of drugs their parents may have done or what kind of situation led them into a mental disorder. But I just don't think it's right to just turn your back and leave people who had nothing to do with the way they were born, to just leave them on a street to die. I think that's so inhumane, and yet we're sending money everywhere else instead of just helping the people right here. Let me know your thoughts on that. I'm going to leave it there today. God bless every one of you. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. Pardon Nugget here. She is in La La Land. But have a great day. Walk close to God. Pray for a miracle, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot believe how bad things are getting, and yet there are people out there that believe. I can't even fathom anybody that believes things are going well. I mean, you can't even wear a nice watch in LA. You've got, somebody just sent me a video a little while ago. I believe it was in the city of Downey. Another store got ransacked. I mean, these things are happening in broad daylight. People don't care. They have no respect for the communities, no respect for human life, no respect for law, no respect for you. Prepare, ladies and gentlemen. Things are going to get very, very ugly, whether you like it or not. Oh.